So, you're thinking about buying a used caravan. Here are some of the hidden dangers that could cost you thousands. You know, buying a used caravan can save you tens of thousands. Before we get into this, I'm Roy Wiss, and I've spent over 25 years designing, building, repairing and selling caravans right here in Australia. I've seen what works and what costs people tens of thousands of dollars. So on this channel, I give you real no-nonsense advice to help you avoid expensive mistakes and make sure your caravan dreams don't turn into a nightmare. So if you're serious about getting it right, you're in the right place.
Travels with Roy Wiss.
Look, before I start on the mistakes, here's a quick additional list. First one is check the compliance plate for authenticity. Make sure it's not been replaced, it's not damaged, obviously been removed previously. Check the numbers. Check the write-off register. You know, do a check-up on the ownership, and that's particularly important if you're buying privately. So be extra cautious on this one. Check the value on the caravan and camping site or any of the caravan buy sites on the internet. Do your research. And also, I'm going to give you an extra pro tip at the end. For now, however, I'm going to start with the biggest mistakes buyers make. And most people focus on this. They focus on the looks, the layout, the price. But the real danger is structure. Now, water and weight. If you get those three wrong, well, nothing else matters. So here are 7 of the hidden dangers. We'll start with water damage. This hidden danger is the #1 caravan killer. So you look for things like soft walls. You can press it with your thumb. Bubbles or rippling in walls or the ceiling. Musky smells. Discoloured corners, especially roof joints. And if you see it, walk away because you're all ready for a major rebuild. Chassis damage, rust and cracks. Get underneath it and have a good look. Everything sits on the chassis, and if it's compromised, well, the whole van is compromised. You need to be checking for welds, cracks, rust around suspension mounts, a bent drawbar. Look, this is not a cosmetic problem. This is a structural failure and suspension damage. Have a close look. Everything sits on the chassis, and if it's compromised, the whole van is compromised. You need to check that the welds don't have cracks in them, if there are rust around suspension mounts, and if that drawbar is actually bent. These are not cosmetic problems. These are structural failures. You also need to look at delamination. Now this is the expensive one. The bubbling on the outside or on the inside. That's not cosmetic. Again, that's failure. Once it starts, it spreads. It weakens the structure and it's very expensive to fix. Most people don't even know what they're looking at. The other one is electrical and the hidden dangers. Bad wiring isn't just annoying, it's downright dangerous. Check. Messy wiring, cheap add-ons, old battery systems. Look, if it looks like spaghetti, it probably is. And the next one is overload damage, and a lot of caravans have been overloaded their entire life. And here are some signs. Sagging suspension, cracked tyres, stress marks in the chassis. Damage from overloading doesn't go away, it just simply gets worse. Bad repairs and obvious doing it yourself. This one catches people out all the time. Look for excessive silicone, mismatched panels, dodgy wiring fixes, hand painted. And if it's been repaired badly, what are they hiding? So here's a pro tip. So this is what I would do. Inspect it in the daylight. Take your time. There's no rush. You're spending a lot of money. Don't fall in love too early. And bring someone who knows something about caravans with you. Or better still, get a professional inspection, because spending a few $100s can save you tens of thousands. Now, buying a used caravan isn't risky. Buying one without knowing what to look for is. Now, that extra pro tip, if you're told it's still under new van warranty, check with the dealer or manufacturer first, because not all warranties are transferable. Look, if you want real world caravan advice, subscribe to Travels with Roy Wiss. And if you've ever seen a caravan disaster, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it.
Roy Wiss.